In recent weeks, an Italian military ship has been at the center of Qatar's air defense. I'm talking about the AlFulk, which we can describe as a Santi-class on steroids, enhanced to meet the needs of the country, of the Gulf country, which, as you know, has been the target of missile launches and especially drones from Iran during what many are calling the Fourth Gulf War. Now, just to give you some concrete data, according to an estimate cited by Rivista Italiana Difesa, Qatar has had to deal with more than 200 missiles and over 100 drones threatening its territory. Obviously, these are numbers that we know well and should take with a grain of salt. Quoting another source, Naval News, it mentions 60 ballistic missiles intercepted, not by a single unit, of course, but overall. However, the Gulf country has long had ties with the Italian defense industry and its shipbuilding sector. In their shopping cart, we find corvettes, patrol vessels, and specifically an LPD, which I'll basically translate as an amphibious transport ship. However, for Qatar, some very important modifications were made to the project on which the AlFulk is based, namely the Italian Santi-class. Actually, it's not just a single unit. As we recall, these ships are still part of the Italian Navy. The Italian Navy, with 3 ships that in turn have some differences, with, for example, the ship San Giusto itself representing an evolution compared to the San Giorgio. I'm clearly simplifying it for you, but don't worry, in the future we'll make a dedicated video about these Italian ships. But coming back to us, let's go to the Middle East, let's move to the present. According to communications released by the Qatari Armed Forces, the unit reportedly launched at least 1 missile. Aster 30 Block U, 1 NT against a target associated with the Iranian attacks. Images have been made public showing the ship during operations, and in the video I'm showing you, you can see both the use of artillery and the launch of missiles. The AlFulk ship was ordered in 2016 and built in Italian shipyards. The launch took place in 2023, while sea trials began in the spring of 2024, with the official delivery to the Qatari fleet completed in November of the same year. As mentioned, although the vessel now serves another navy, it is derived from previous designs developed for the Italian Navy, with specific modifications and expansions. The length is about 143 meters, with a width of just over 21 meters, and a full load displacement of about 8,000 tons. The maximum speed reaches 20 knots. We're not exactly talking about a Speedy Gonzales ship. The crew consists of about 150 people, and the ship can carry up to 440 people, including those with active roles or even civilians in case of emergencies. It is designed as an amphibious platform, but in the case of Qatar, it also includes advanced air defense capabilities. The combat system integrates radars in different bands and surface-to-air missiles capable of countering various types of threats, including ballistic ones. The main radar is the Kronos power shield, supported by other multifunction sensors. According to today's sources, the Kronos power shield is designed to detect aerial and ballistic targets at distances between 1,500 and 2,000 kilometers. An essential element to allow engagement at a later stage with the Aster 15 and 30 missiles, as well as all the new generations of this family which have a much more limited range than the detection range of the radar I mentioned. The armament includes 2 Silvera 50 vertical launchers for a total of 16 missiles from the Aster family. The ship can communicate with all the other platforms in the area, thus being able to serve as a node for the other platforms, such as other ships or possibly other assets like aircraft. Furthermore, you can immediately notice a difference between our Santi-class with the 76 gun at the bow. One of the things that immediately stands out, in fact, is that the AlFulk of Qatar and the very similar hull sold to Algeria, compared to our ships built specifically for the Navy. And yes, I said Algeria because before Qatar, Fincantieri also had Algeria as a client with a ship whose name, I have to admit, I gave up trying to pronounce. Before continuing, let me take 30 seconds to remind you to share this video, leave a like, and most importantly, at the end of this episode, leave your comment about this news. This is very important to feed the social media algorithm. Thank you very much. Going back on board the ship, it is equipped with a continuous flight deck with 2 landing areas for helicopters, located at the bow and stern, and it can operate aircraft such as the NH-90. The garage deck is connected by ramps and can accommodate wheeled and tracked vehicles. There is also a well deck for landing craft. There is also an elevator with a capacity of 30 tons that connects the different decks, allowing the transfer of aircraft between the hangar and the flight deck. If necessary, the garage can also be reconfigured for use as a hangar for helicopters. An important point: during operations, the AlFulk operated in coordination with other ships in the fleet, particularly the Al-Zubarah-class corvettes, also built by Fincantieri, which contributed to anti-drone air defense activities. These units, delivered between 2021 and 2023, are equipped with Aster 30 missiles and also feature 76 62 guns, as well as remotely operated Lionfish turrets with 20mm guns. The coordinated work between these ships contributed to the defense against threats launched by Iran in response to the attack initiated by Israel and the United States a few weeks ago. I chose to bring you this news because the deployment of the AlFulk ship, as shown in the images I showed you earlier, serves as proof of the excellent design, and the use of Aster missiles and radar sensors in a scenario to strengthen. The functioning of the defense architecture was highlighted, with coordination between different platforms at various levels of engagement, which demonstrates how the Italian defense industry, but also the European one, has an effective role in counterbalancing, launching the proposals of other countries with their air defense solutions. It cannot be ruled out that unsolicited and absolutely unwelcome publicity, considering that we are talking about a war, a conflict, could put this Santi-class in the spotlight for other countries, such as Indonesia, or fleets interested in ships that can combine multiple functions in a single hull, from air protection to the deployment of troops ashore, up to rescue operations in crisis areas, as has already happened in the past also with our ships. That said, if you want to learn more, as always, you can find all the sources in the pinned comment on the main YouTube channel Gens Italia. Now it's your turn, like, share, you know what to do. Have a great start to the week. See you soon here on Gens Italia with more news.